Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first annual Ask Mr. Biggs 5th Anniversary Extravaganza. Five short years ago, armed with a little more than a lifetime of knowledge and inquisitive mind, Cecil Bartholomew Biggs began his call-in radio show. Along with his dependable co-host, Roger, Mr. Biggs has tackled a wide variety of queries and conundrums from the Tri-County populace. Each question has been thoughtfully fielded with Mr. Biggs' special brand of intelligence, wit, compassion, insightful insight, and good old-fashioned know-how. So sit back, relax, and join us as we present to you some of the most unforgettable moments from Ask Mr. Biggs.
But I do know we've got a phone call lined up and ready to go. Is that correct, caller? Are you ready?
Hey. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Staying up late.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right.
Staying up late. Tell us what's going on.
All right. We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. And in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
What was that?
I'm looking at Mondo through the glass, and he's really getting it. He's enjoying that a little bit more than he should. I'm guessing. Mondo, are you?
Hey, did Mondo put you up to that, sir?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what you should do? You should try going on that American Singer show.
No, I'm a terrible singer.
Hey, half the people on that show are pretty bad.
But and around my friends, I know all the words, so they make me sing.
Yeah, but they do. Was there anything else?
Well, me and a buddy of mine, it was, pretty late at night. It was years ago. I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
So he was out late at night, blah, 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 but had a balloon bump into the windshield of my car I was driving.
You hit a balloon?
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We asked each other what the hell was that, and never could figure it out. But anyways.
Wait, you said it was a balloon.
Yes.
Yeah, it bounced off your windshield.
Well, it bounced off the windshield, but we both looked at each other and said, what the hell was that?
It was a balloon.
Anyways, we had like a balloon bounce off my windshield.
Yeah.
So, what did you do?
I turned around at the Big Lots parking lot.
Oh, you turned left there off Kingman.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the hobby store.
We went back because the first thing both of us said to each other was, what the hell was that,
Right.
So we circled back around. We both looked at each other and said, what the hell was that?
Yeah, we got that part.
Yeah.
But anyways, somebody had tied a balloon to a power line across the street, floating in the air.
Whoa, they tied like a kid's balloon to it?
Like a cartoon.
But was it shiny? Was it a Mylar balloon?
Yeah, like
one of the ones with like a happy face printed on it.
I mean, it wasn't like back in the 70s, the smiley face, but it was a basic 2 dots, a nose, and a mouth, and
I don't think that
it was floating in the air.
Yeah, I don't think that anybody tied that to a power line. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Sounds like somebody lost a balloon.
That's what we thought.
Yeah, and it just, when they lost it, it just got caught in the power line.
But I just thought it was kind of strange because you hear all these things, and the first thing both of us said to each other was,
What the hell was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell was that,
Yeah, power lines and Mylar balloons do not mix.
Pretty late at night.
Yeah.
So he was out late at night, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, a lot of power outages are due to those Mylar balloons coming into contact with power. Go ahead.
We had a balloon bounce off my windshield.
Right.
Was there anything else? Okay, listen. Hey, thanks for the call, Roger. What I was saying was the
right.
Mylar balloons and power lines. The problem with them is those balloons conduct electricity.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. Yeah. We wish to welcome you to Muskin Land.
All right,
good one, Mondo.
Big singing boy there.
I'm a pretty bad singer.
Put him on hold. Yeah, the Mylar balloons.
Now the Mylar balloons are the shiny ones that look like they're made out of some sort of metal material.
Well, they are made out of a metal material. They don't just look like it, Roger. They're made out of metal material. It's impregnated there into the plastic poly right there on the balloon itself, and it does conduct electricity. And the danger with those is those Mylar balloons, when they get close to a power line. Power lines have electricity running through them.
Right, sure.
A lot of people don't realize that. And there's a lot of electricity in those lines. And they don't need a big excuse to start arcing, zapping, and popping.
Oh, goodness.
And you get something that conducts electricity touching those lines, and you're gonna have a release of energy to ground that's just gonna scare the bejesus out of everybody around. It's very dangerous. So you got to be careful when you're playing with your Mylar balloons. In fact, I don't even recommend using those at all.
The Mylar balloons?
Yeah.
Sometimes the SpongeBob SquarePants balloons, you see those in Mylar. They're popular at kids' parties and whatnot.
Just because something's popular, Roger, doesn't mean that it's something that people should be doing. I mean, cannibalism's popular. Is that right? Should people be doing that?
Well, I don't know. I think that's kind of waned a little bit in popularity over the years. So what you're suggesting is, with the Mylar balloons, if you're going to get some balloons for your birthday parties or fiestas or piñata,
make them your standard your latex balloons, or you can get some rubber gloves and blow those up. Kids love rubber gloves blown up because they got those finger digits you can hang on to.
And if you happen to find yourself at a party with Mylar balloons, maybe pop them. What do you think?
Well, I don't think you want to deflate them, because what fun is a balloon that don't got no air in it, Roger?
Right.
I mean, it's like something that's really fun that suddenly isn't very fun. What do you call that? Is there a name for that? Is there a name for something that's fun that suddenly isn't fun anymore?
A suddenly no fun thing?
There's like a word. If you find yourself with the Mylar balloon, what you can do is you can weight it down with you get some fender washers and some gaffer's tape, and you tape 7 or 8 of them fender washers onto one side of the Mylar balloon to weigh it down.
And you can use just any kind of adhesive tape, or should it be the gaffer's tape?
I would recommend gaffer's tape simply because it's superior adhesive tape. I mean, you use whatever ridiculous tape you want to use. I mean,
would a duct tape work?
Well, it depends on if it's an off-brand. Are we talking off-brand duct tape? Roger, use the gaffer's tape. Don't complicate.
I'm just trying to.
You see, it's this kind of thinking that got that Richard Heaney guy in trouble with his balloon boy.
Right.
It's that kind of thinking. All right?
So you suggest with gaffer's tape, taping a few
fender washers
to the
not a few. You're going to have to use a lot of them because you got to counteract the rising of the helium
to the Mylar balloon. So then
keep it weighted down so it doesn't get away from you.
Once you've done that, then you've got your balloon still inflated, but just sort of anchored to the floor.
There you go. Fun party time with your Bumble Bob Fat Pants there laying on the ground, and everybody's happy and having fun. Balloons are great fun until they're not.
Caller on line 8. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? I just want to say, first of all, a couple things. First of all, I want them to know.
What? No more calls from line 8. Line 8 is out.
Okay. Well, line 7 is ready to roll. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hi. I listen to your show all the time at work.
Well, you're very fortunate, sir. It's hard to get a signal in a lot of businesses around here, I've found, with the heavy construction, with a lot of cinder block buildings that are reinforced with steel. And
question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm 30 years old.
30-year-old male. Got it. Go ahead.
My body, my testicle is one side bigger than the other. I was wondering, is that normal?
Well, it depends on what you're asking. I mean, are you asking me if it's normal for you to be, spending so much time looking at your junk?
Well,
wait, no, you mean is it normal for one to be bigger than the other one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it actually depends on your method of measurement. So, there's so many different ways that you could, we don't even know if we're talking about volume or girth. How is it that you know that one of them's bigger than the other?
Well, if I look at it at the mirror, I would say one side is probably like half of it, and the other side is like half of the side bigger than the other.
I don't.
So you're just using a mirror?
Yes.
Geez, where do I start? You've got to have the right equipment, okay?
Sure.
You can't just be eyeballing this. This is not something that you want to guesstimate. I believe is the word. Is that a word?
Yeah, guesstimate. Yeah. He's guesstimating.
Okay, so what you want to have a pair of calipers. You can get those at your Harbor Freight. If you don't have one already, also pick yourself up a digital micrometer. You need a seamstress's tape measure as well.
That would take care of the girth part.
Yeah.
Handle girth. So
and
once
if you got a highball glass, fill that up with tap water. Set that down on the table.
Was just to have something?
We're going to do some displacement. We're going to see if the actual volume, if there's any change from one side to the other.
So he needs to get
have a plate out to gather the displaced liquid.
He needs
measure that. A glass pipette that you could use to measure accurately the amount of water displaced, and a postal scale that'll measure in grams and ounces. Want to have one of those?
I'm a little lost here. He's supposed to get his testicles onto a postal scale and
yes.
No, wait, don't. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Is density an issue?
The problem I have most with is that I'm fearful that he's going to be standing in his room in front of his mirror and somebody's going to walk in and we're going to have an uncomfortable situation for both parties. So make sure when you measure them properly with the right equipment, you do that in its proper place, out in the garage where the tools are. Don't be doing that in front of the mirror. And when you're done, for goodness sakes, wash your hands. It's disgusting.
But what he's been doing up to this point, just sort of eyeballing in the mirror, just kind of taking a look at. He's probably.
He shouldn't spend so much time looking at his junk, Roger. And we shouldn't be spending so much time thinking about him looking at his junk.
Thank you very much. Mondo says our first call is standing by. Caller, hello. What's on your mind today?
The reason I'm calling is first off.
What is that? You hear that, Roger? Wait. Hold on. What is that sound? Honey, are you calling us from a cell phone?
No, I'm on a landline.
Landline, huh?
2 trees with a telephone pole, because recently the paramedics had to haul me out of here because of an injury, and the fire department ripped out my phone line.
But they fixed it, right?
Temporarily, between 2 trees and the phone line.
Okay.
The phone pole.
How long of a run is your line?
My cord is about...
Because we're getting a little interference.
It's a regular spiral cord that comes off your phone.
No. I'm talking how long is your residential line from the pole to your junction box? Never mind. It doesn't matter. So why'd you call? What's up?
I've got a cross beam between the 2 rooms of my house. I only got a 2-room house that is cracked and sagging.
Yeah.
I need help to shore it up.
Well, you're going to need a couple of 4x4s. So you're going to want to get a truck so you can pick those up because they're very heavy. They're very big.
Sure.
A couple of 4x4s. And also, if the sagging beam is load bearing, do you know if the sagging beam is load bearing?
No.
Okay.
I also need help with my bathtub and shower. I cracked the bathtub. I got fused because I was taking a bucket bath because my generator's down, and the guy that can fix it is too busy working to come down and fix it.
Okay.
I need a lot of physical help around my place.
Okay, well, let's try and focus on one issue at a time. Like, for example, your sagging beam.
But that's not really enough.
Well, it's a radio show. I can't fix it all in one show.
It just seems like the devil is attacking me.
Okay.
Because we try to speak the truth.
Yeah. Well, you can fix your beams with
I just need help.
You want help?
Help. And if you can help me, please, just help me.
She's calling for help.
Well, I've got help, and it comes in the form of 2 vertical supports, 2 vertical support posts, one underneath each beam on either side of your beam that is sagging, okay, honey?
I just need help. I need so much help.
Yeah.
And I can't do it alone. I'm so sick, it's pathetic.
Yeah. You can use a hydraulic jack to jack that up if it's sagging down too far.
I mean, physically, I'm not in good shape.
Well, the jack does the work.
I need the whole community to pitch in and help.
Okay, well, after you get those vertical supports in, you go ahead and give me a call back, okay?
If I can get through.
Yeah, and we'll move on to the next step.
I need physical help.
Yeah.
Right.
With 7 cats and 4 or 5 ferals that come around that I feed.
Imagine that, Roger. She's got cats, too.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
Sounds like she's got her hands full over there.
I have a little girl here. Her name is Monique, black and white feline daughter.
Oh, look what you did, Roger.
And after I got her
Don't get him going.
spayed,
I see.
which all my cats are spayed and neutered, my
Right.
domestic cats.
Right.
Thank God for the Humane Society and their tape coupons, okay?
Yeah.
She got too big to crawl into the box springs to hide from the thunder and lightning.
Okay.
Oh,
So now she hides in my bedclothes.
oh, good. Oh, goodness.
And she whines and cries and screeches.
I've got a black and white tuxedo male, Caesar, and what he likes to do is he likes to nap on a folded pair of jeans lying on the floor.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. We're going to have to get going, honey.
I love you guys, and thank you for being there because it would be so lonely here. I need a lot of physical help. I don't have any family. I was never adopted. Just please, I need help, people.
Okay, well, you get those vertical supports up, okay?
Please help me. I need physical help.
Yeah.
My house is falling apart.
Okay, thanks for calling.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
I need physical help.
Yeah, we love you too. Bye now.
Help.
Okay, yeah. Roger, I'm concerned that people are not getting the point of the show. Well, we called the show.
Ask Mr. Biggs. Ask Mr. Biggs.
Ask Mr. Biggs, which is, people call up, they ask questions, and I give them advice on how, home repair, affairs of the heart.
Right. Well,
repair.
She was asking.
I try to encourage people to do it themselves. It's the DIY movement, Roger. DIY. Do it yourself, which is one word.
Right.
So it only needs the Y.
Right. Do it yourself.
Yeah. I want to teach people to do it personally. There's a kind of respect that you have for yourself after you've completed a task. All on your lonesome. Do it personally without any help from technicians.
And that's where you come in. You just kind of give them that head start.
I want people to do it personally.
Right. Do
it personally.
Okay.
Sans helpers.
Okay.
/ technicians.
Do it personally. Sans helpers.
/ technicians. It's an acronym.
Right. You're trying to create your own.
Do it personally. Sans helpers or technicians.
Sans with an
Sans.
H.
It means without. That's a fancy way of saying without any.
Right. Dipsh.
So people, what?
Dipsh. Do we have another phone call already? Is that what's next? Because
we have a call, but I'm not sure if you want to take it. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. Hello, welcome.
Hey, here's what happened to me. My cousin, I go over to his house on the weekend, and he tells me, hold this lottery ticket. They're going to put the lottery drawing on TV in a moment. So I'm watching the TV, and I'm thinking, this is $50 million. And
why are you just screaming? Because it's just a ticket. I mean, it doesn't mean anything unless you get, the numbers on the balls.
I'm screaming because I'm looking at the tickets, the same numbers as the one on the TV. And he comes right out.
Oh, that's great. That means you won.
And he tears the ticket in half, and he says, I knew you were going to lie to me.
Wait. I don't... Wait, what did you say? You said that he said that...
He says he tore the ticket in half, and he said, I knew you were going to lie to me. You get it?
I don't...
No.
I don't
In
know.
other words, he handed me the ticket, told me to watch the TV.
Watch for the numbers.
Okay.
On the TV.
So when I'm screaming about how he won the money and we won the money, he came and tore the ticket in half, and he said, hey, I knew you were going to lie to me. And I thought
Your brother tore the ticket?
I just thought he tore up $50 million in front of me.
Why would your brother tear up a $50 million ticket?
My cousin.
Well, cousin, brother, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. You paid for the ticket, right? Then why would he tear it up?
It was a $50 million ticket.
Why would your brother tear up a $50 million ticket?
My cousin.
That doesn't matter.
You get it?
I don't understand what's happening here. Is it so his brother tore up the ticket, and they lose.
My cousin.
Right. You lose the $50 million?
You get it?
No.
Line 3 is good to go.
Line 3 is on hold and ready to go. Isn't that right, Mondo? You said okay, good, excellent.
Does he have a question?
Yes, he does. Okay, good, excellent. Line 3, hello.
How are you?
Not too bad. A little swampy, a little wet.
You were talking about the triangle, and that's really something.
We were talking about a triangle?
Huh?
You said we were talking about a triangle?
What you were talking about would, I don't know, I guess we got a lot of opinions on it, but the archaeologists, when they dig down 20, 25 feet, they find all this objects, all this past stuff that's been covered up for centuries.
Sure.
By Mount Vesuvius.
Right.
There in the Mediterranean. As a Navy man, I was through there maybe 4, 5, 6 times.
Great. Yeah, I hear it's pretty over there. In that part of the world. I hear it's nice.
I know it. And another thing is, you're talking about the books of interest and the Bible also, and the Old Testament, which nobody, and it says that the New Testament is the version, King James version, whatever they mean by that. And I finally found out who King James was.
King James from the Bible.
Right.
Okay. Well, what'd you find out?
Huh?
You said you found out who King James was.
Yep. That's right. And you know that. You're a Navy man. But anyway, you were talking about what I think a deal...
Actually, no, that's not true. No, I'm what you call Roger, what's the word for that? For when you're not in the Navy.
You're non-Navy.
No, Roger, there's a word for it. There's a word. When you're not in
personnel.
When you don't serve in military.
Non-military personnel.
No, there's a word for it. You're using more than one. There's one word.
Oh, I see. There's one.
One word.
Oh, you're a civilian.
No, that is it. I'm a civilian.
Are you?
Yeah. No Navy, no Army, no Marines, no nothing.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I never served a day in uniform.
No, I'm talking about in the line of combat for when you're, when you're out to sea.
yeah, me too. No military duty of any kind. I guess you could say that
Navy man overboard.
Yeah.
But they threw out a line. I come in. I'm here. I didn't drown.
Well, thank goodness for that. But you fell overboard, though, you say?
Sure, coming into port past the Monkey's Fist when we threw the line in,
right.
Topside, and it was kind of misty out. But tell you the truth, you know how you are in the Navy.
Actually, no, I never served.
That's what I thought. See, because
I have no military background.
Huh?
I've never served a day in the Navy. You're the one that did, remember?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
In the Navy, if you don't see it, you don't believe it, right?
Well, I mean, I couldn't say. I mean, you're the Navy guy telling the Navy story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And chow time is when we call for you.
Yeah, chow time.
Huh?
I was saying chow time.
That's when chow time is.
Right.
So you fell overboard. You were saying.
But what I'm trying to say is I really don't want to hurt anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
But when they scare you, you make a lunge. Like me, a couple of times on board ship, I dove over the side.
Okay.
But what are you going to do,
I don't know.
But that's would I make it up?
Wait, hold it, Chief. Hang on a second. I don't understand. Did you fall overboard, or did you jump off the ship?
Well, no.
No what?
On board my ship, we went up to within maybe 2 or 3 blocks of Pisa.
Pisa? I don't...
Italy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway, I was sitting there in the ship, give a lunge because another ship was going the opposite direction, and the wave put me up in the air and over the side. And
yeah.
But what rank did you get?
Rank where?
Huh? No, I'm talking about.
I don't have any rank because I'm a civilian. You remember?
Yep, that's right.
And you fell overboard one time.
I was down in the drink, and oddly enough, the guy yelled, "Who needs me?"
When you fell overboard, you yelled that?
Yeah.
That seems kind of hard to believe.
I know it.
Yeah, when a man falls overboard, aren't they supposed to yell like, "Man overboard," or something like that?
And another thing is, I'm sorry to take up your time.
Yeah.
I'm awful sorry to tell you, but I don't know who the devil is, and the Bible has been written by King James, so it's hard for me to give you an idea on what I am a believer, and like I said, I really don't care, and the volcano in Alaska, my memory on that, because I don't follow too much about Alaska, but that'll be melting off some more ice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, the global warming.
That's right.
Yep. You wouldn't want to fall overboard in Alaska, boy.
But Navy life was really something. I couldn't get over it. I come out of a poor family. Whatever they mean by that. But anyway, you were talking about the
triangle. The Bible.
I think what we'll do is we'll button this up and we'll bid him a fair day and good day to you. And thank you for your service.
And we have a call on line 6. Hello there, and what is your question for Mr. Biggs?
Hey. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, listen to this one. I listen to you all the time, and
Great.
I've got a question.
Okay. Shoot. Go ahead.
You were talking about the systems.
What about them?
But I get I know about them, and I have them where it's like it doesn't do it all the time. But
Okay. Well, what doesn't do what? What kind of problem is it that you're talking about?
Well, it swells up, and I know that them are I never really noticed that this was it's like it swells up, and
okay,
that's why I called you.
Okay, it sounds like you're trying to set up some kind of drip irrigation system.
Nope.
Huh. Okay, well, I'm going to need a little bit more information then.
Okay.
Because I'm not real sure what it is that you're talking about.
Okay. Anyway, I just heard you talking about it.
Sure.
I've called you before.
Okay, now you mentioned something about some swelling. Tell us about that again.
Okay. It's like it doesn't do it all the time, but certain times it just like it swells up, and it's like I think it's kind of different. And when I heard you talking about the systems,
right,
it swells up, and I'm going, well, I listen to you all the time, and I know something about that, and certain times.
Okay. Okay. Well, the thing is
it swells up.
Right. Yeah, I see. But I'm going to need to know a little bit more information about this system that you keep talking about. Well, what kind of system are you referring to?
That's why I called you.
I see. And you're not talking about a drip irrigation system?
Nope.
Wow.
Roger, do you know what this guy's talking about?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might have an idea, a hunch.
Right,
maybe.
Roger, do me a favor. See if you can figure it out. Okay?
Figure out what he's talking about?
Hey, caller, if you don't mind, Roger's here. He's going to take over here for just a second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, he's going to help us figure out what it is that you're talking about. Go ahead, Roger, go.
Hello, caller. Hello, welcome. This is Roger. I
already told him your name was Roger. Go ahead, go.
Okay. Sir, the swelling that you talk about, would it have anything to do with maybe a prescription plan that you possibly maybe have with for some little blue pills that people often have?
Nope.
You don't have the prescription for the little blue pills that you see advertised on TV.
What is it that you're talking about?
Well, the pills that people take for their systems, the system with the
what?
These pills actually
be specific.
Well, let's just say these pills cause swelling in certain systems that you want to have. This is the blue pills, the ones that that come out.
Is that what he's talking about?
That's what I'm wondering. He says he's not. Sir, can you tell us again about the swelling?
I get
for the love of God.
Certain times it swells up, and I'm going.
Right. Well, can you maybe describe for us, maybe perhaps how often it happens, or how, like once a day, twice a day, several times a day, once a week? Can you tell us that?
Okay. Anyway, I have them, and it doesn't do it all the time.
Okay.
Certain times it just it swells up, and it's like I think it's kind of
Well, what exactly is swelling up though?
The system.
Right. And what system is it though?
That's why I called you.
Okay. All right, listen. You've clearly you're running way too much water pressure down your lines. It seems to me you're going to have to hook up some kind of pressure regulator at the source. You know, at the spigot before you hook up the drip irrigation system. You can get those at Lowe's. Your Ace Hardware, Menards has them as well. Because if you have too much water pressure going through the system, a lot of times those fittings they're gonna just pop off, and then you got leaks and you got problems. Or if there's a clog, you might even have. I guess you might have some swelling. So either invest yourself in one of the pressure regulators, or if you can't do that, maybe turn down the water pressure. Don't turn up the water so high, and that should help you out. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, thanks for calling. I appreciate you calling.
So you don't know about the blue pills that people take? They advertise those on TV. For the little blue pills.
You're talking about for the cholesterol, right?
No. I'm talking about the ones that men take when they want to have additional. Gentlemen,
you're talking about multivitamins, right?
No, the little blue, their prescription. They call
Anderson.
I'm talking about the
ibuprofen pills
for difficulties people have in certain area in the.
You're talking about some sort of breakfast cereal.
Okay, very good, very good. We'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get too explicit because I don't. Some of the younger ears that are tuned in, they probably shouldn't hear about it any further. And I know we've had problems in the past talking about things that are a little over the line. So we'll just go ahead.
I know. You're talking about the wiener pills, the ones that give you the thing.
Yes.
That make you stand up and salute.
Those are them. I thought maybe he was having a side effect from those, because they say, if you have
that's not a side effect, Roger.
The swelling.
Yeah, they promote that.
Well, if it goes on too long, like 3 or 4 hours, then you should see a doctor or go to a hospital or an.
You can't just show up at a hospital and show something like that off, Roger. You would be arrested.
Well, I think by now, since these pills are.
Remember that time you were wearing those snow pants and you were walking around? Remember that? That was great. You weren't taking those pills, were you?
That was something complete. The point is that you do need to seek medical attention if it lasts 3 to 4 hours. What
if you're not done? Answer me that, genius. What if you're not done yet? No one likes a clock watcher, Roger. There's nothing more annoying to a romantic interlude than one guy looking at a stopwatch. Ain't nothing more annoying than that, and distracting.
You are listening to the first annual Ask Mr. Biggs 5th anniversary extravaganza.
I know we've got another phone call on the line. Hello, caller.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
This is Radael, and I'd like to speak to you a little bit. I have always had these tendencies that went against the natural laws that I didn't believe.
I'm not.
What kind of natural laws are you referring to?
The amplification of the electromagnetic vibratory rate, both the human body and the planet.
Okay, well that sounds a little bit too broad for this forum. You're going to have to narrow it down a little bit. Maybe you could give us like an example of what you're talking about.
Well, you shoot light through a prism, breaks open to the 7 colors of the rainbow spectrum.
Yeah.
Red, orange, yellow, green,
and blue.
Sky blue, dark blue, which is indigo.
Yeah, I know.
And purple.
I know.
Each one of those, starting from the lowest up, raises their vibration.
Yeah. The wavelength gets shorter the higher that you go up on the spectrum. Go on.
You got 7 major minerals. 4 of them are alkalins: your calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, 2 acids, phosphorus, and sulfur, and one is chlorine, which is the catalyst for all of those things to work. Plus,
we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to be the voice of the listener here and step in and say, slow down.
Yeah, you're going too fast for simple people like Roger. He's dumb. What he's talking about, Roger, he's talking about the periodic table. Have you ever heard of that? Of the elements?
Like they put up on the wall in the chemistry class at the high school.
No. You're thinking of...
That's the periodical table of the elements. With the boxes and all the...
It's similar to that, but it's basically a table that shows all elements known to man, and it gives their atomic weight and their abbreviation, and then you could see how they relate to one another
on the
periodic,
sort of like a grid.
No, it's more like a what kind of? You know, in Space Invaders, you ever play Space Invaders?
Yes.
You know the third line on the second level, the third line.
Right.
The little beastie going back and forth and it's wiggling its little tentacles. It kind of looks like that, except it's different because it's got you got your heavy metals over here, and you got your alkaloids and your acids, and that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the accolades.
Okay. So I'll just get a vision of the periodical table in my head.
Go ahead, Raphael. Go.
And take your shoes off and ground yourself, to the ground, and the energy from the atmosphere, the positive ions will be drawn to the rod. And if you got those major minerals within your body,
wait. What rod? I must have missed a critical point there. I don't know.
The rod is an iron rod, like the rod of iron. When you wrap copper around the iron rod, you would slowly begin to charge up. Then you go into the electromagnetic vibratory rate. I have always had the energy from the atmosphere slowly charge up. Then,
okay. I think I know what's going on here. What was your name again?
Raphael.
Okay. Have you ever heard of static buildup? Like if you scoot across the floor in your socks, builds up a static charge.
Sure.
Have you been scooting, Raphael? Come on, it's a simple question. Have you been scooting across the floor in your socks?
Well,
have you?
Yes.
All right. Because it's normal. I mean, it's just static.
I have always had these tendencies that went against the natural laws.
That
I didn't believe.
No, there's nothing unnatural about it. It's just static electricity building up, and then you when you touch something metal, it will discharge. And it's not any kind of superpower. You don't have any special ability. It's listen. I'm sorry. I blew off the handle there for a second there because I didn't mean to yell at Raphael.
Raphael. And another thing, he doesn't. I
just wish that somebody would have told me, when I was little, that I did not have superpowers.
You thought you had superpowers.
Yeah, I didn't think I had a static charge. I thought I had X-ray vision for a good portion of my late teens and early 20s.
The X-ray? You mean you thought you could see through things?
See through solid objects? Yeah.
You could see through.
No, I couldn't. I could not.
But you thought
I
you
could.
You thought you could.
I couldn't though.
What made you think you could?
Well, I would hold up like that coffee cup there. You hold it up to your eye like this.
Right, and you see the coffee.
And I can see right through it. You see? Hold up a finger.
Well, I can see one of your eyes. You can see.
Yeah, well, I know now. Where were you when I was 15, Roger? Where were you?
You thought instead of looking past the cup, you thought you were looking through it.
Yeah, I thought I was looking through it. It wasn't until that kind man finally broke it to me ever so gently during the job interview at Bristol Myers Squibb that it was not a superpower, but a odd quirk of stereoscopic vision. And
from that day forward, you had it. You were.
I just don't want Raphael going through life thinking that he's got superpowers, because there's nothing more disappointing than showing off for your friends and watching them giggle and not know why.
Right, okay. Mondo says the first caller's up and ready on line 2. Caller, hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I was doing better, but I got over it.
All right. What's going on?
I know other people claim they have them, but I have a cat that actually speaks in English.
Whoa, your cat talks? Like people?
Wow.
My friends thought I was crazy.
Well, put it on the phone. Let's see what it says.
I can't find it at the moment, but I honestly, if I get the chance to get her recorded.
Oh, yeah, get a recording. I would love to hear what that sounds like. That would be amazing.
I have a 4-track recorder because my wife and I both play music. And on a 4-track recorder, you can record every track separate.
Is that how that works? I don't know.
Super.
I would love to get her taped. I swear I will send you a copy of it.
You know, we can actually record it right now. Hey, Armando! Put a DAT tape in the DAT machine and roll tape on this. Go ahead and grab your kitty and let's hear what she has to say.
She doesn't do it on command.
Well, when does she do it?
She walks the house at night, and she's the only one that stays awake. And the other cats would be asleep. And she is the only one walking the house.
Well, then how do you know that she can talk?
One night, we were laying in bed, and she said it.
Said what? I mean, well, what does a talking cat say?
It was amazing the sounds that it made.
Yeah.
And I want to get her where she's taped real good, like through a microphone.
Yes, definitely. Use a microphone. They're good for that.
But this cat has done this at least 50 times, and we've had her for a year.
Well, when she talks, what does she say?
She starts out just meowing, and it will fascinate you if you hear it.
What does she say when she talks?
If you give me some way of getting in touch with you where I could mail you a copy, it would be on a cassette tape is what it'd be on.
I don't even think we have a cassette deck in the building. Instead of mailing it to us that way, why don't you try bigscast@gmail.com? And you can send us, record it on an MP3, and then you can send it to us as an email attachment.
I don't even have an internet computer.
Oh. Are you sure you can't just have her do it for us right now?
She doesn't do it on command.
I understand that, but try grabbing her and giving her a squeeze or something. Maybe we can get something out of her.
I can't find it at the moment, but it was amazing the sounds that it made.
I'll bet. I mean, I've been around many cats in my day, and I've not to this day have yet to hear one speak.
It's a good thing your cats don't talk, because the stories they tell. It's a good thing your cats don't talk, Roger. It's a good thing.
Well, they don't
because the stories that they would tell. You get it?
Right. But this guy's cat does talk, so we can get him on the phone here.
Well, I've never heard of a talking cat before, and you've never heard of a talking cat before.
No.
I'm getting the feeling like we're being bamboozled, Roger. Like we're being hoodwinked.
You mean you don't think his cat talks?
I don't think his cat talks. I don't even think there is a cat.
My friends thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I think that you're just calling because you want attention. And you figured you'd have a laugh at our expense. There is no cat, is there? Honestly. Give it to us straight. Tell the truth.
I'm alone.
Yeah, I thought so. You're all alone.
I'm all alone.
There is no cat. There's probably not even a wife.
I'm all alone.
There's no 4-track recorder.
I can't find it, but
don't worry about it right now.
On a 4-track recorder, you can record every track.
Yeah, I know.
Every track separate.
It's kind of sad, Roger, when these guys call up.
Well,
because they don't got anyone else, and they figured he'd call up and have a laugh.
Well, maybe what we can do, sir, is maybe we can hang up, and when your cat does come back, you can call us back or get him.
Roger, you don't understand. There is no cat.
Well, see, I just thought maybe
I'm alone.
That's what I thought.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe. Well, if he doesn't have a cat, he should get a cat, and I'm sure that it would be a nice companion for him to have.
I'm all alone.
Hello, call. It's time for you to ask Mr. Biggs.
Hello?
Yes, hello, sir. Do we have a good connection?
Oh, it's great.
Good.
No, actually, it's still not too hot. It's still a little bit odd.
Let me get you off speakerphone.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's something that.
Hey, Armando, I got a new rule for you. Tell people when you're screening the calls before they go on the air, if they're using a speakerphone, they need to get off of the speakerphone. Put that at the bottom of the list.
What list?
Yeah. Yeah, when people are calling, just tell them.
Every time?
Tell them to, roll the window up and all that other stuff and to get off the speakerphone.
Can you hear me?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
It's not perfect, but just go ahead.
But anyway, I have a friend, an elderly man who is already depressed. He's gay. I'm also gay. And he's very kind. He's nice.
Yeah.
We all live by ourselves now.
Right.
He has helped me. But there's another friend.
Wait, before you go on, who's that first guy?
I won't give his name. But,
You're talking about Milton, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Milt's always walking around with those shiny shirts. You know Milton, right, Roger?
Yeah, I've spoken with Milton before. Yeah, I know who he is.
Okay. But anyway, I care for him, but he's a loudmouth. He teases me. Like he likes to be like a little kid and stuff. And I'm in the middle of it.
I got to be honest with you. I cannot understand why anybody would want to hang around with you if you're making that silly voice like that. I mean, it sounds like a cartoon. Stop it with the voice.
I have no teeth.
Oh.
And him and...
that's probably why they want to hang out with you so much, I'm thinking now. Because from what I understand, people with no teeth are very popular in the alternative lifestyle community. Right, Roger? That's neither here nor there. Never mind about that.
Okay.
What's your original question anyway?
How do I get these two people...
Milton and that other guy, right?
To begin to like each other, not sexually or anything like that, but these to be friends.
They what?
These to be friends.
I cannot understand a word that you were saying. And I'm just going to have to ask you to find your teeth and call back later after you get them in place because it's difficult to understand.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Armando! Hey, Armando, new rule. Put it down at the bottom.
What?
When callers call in, I want them to have their windows rolled up if they're driving.
I know.
Yeah. If people are on the speakerphone, tell them to get off the speakerphone. I want a landline.
You told me that.
And if they don't have teeth, ask them to put their teeth in.
Am I on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay, great. Hey, I'm glad I got through to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I want to talk to you for like a couple hours.
Well, we only got a few minutes, though, so you're going to have to condense your thought down a little.
But I want to tell this to you and everybody listening now. There are people truly on this earth now that have made a contact that do have phenomenal gifts and abilities. I, myself, as one, and there are others. I can communicate to whole cities of people.
You got like a radio show or something?
I am one of them.
Oh,
that
okay.
is the proof that telepathy, I am a communicator.
What kind of show do you do?
I have what would be known as the voice to be able to talk to people off in a distance, instruct them.
So it's kind of like this show.
Give them education, intelligence, or whatever, etc. I've had this for 32 years.
I usually don't like to give plugs, to other shows, but since you got through, what do you call your show?
I am a, what do you want to call it? That I'm a telepath.
A what?
You're a what?
I'm a telepath.
Okay. All right.
I never heard of that show. What is that?
He doesn't have a show.
What?
He doesn't.
I'm a telepath.
He doesn't have a radio show like you do. What he does is he communicates.
I am a communicator.
Right. He communicates with people far away with his thoughts, with brainwaves.
Oh, I know what you. Oh God, no. I don't want none of those.
As a telepath, he's telepathic, which means he thinks thoughts, and then other people.
Yeah. I got it.
Think about
Roger. I don't. No.
So he's.
No.
You don't want him.
No.
We don't want to hear what he has to say.
No.
I am a
no. Roger.
He's got
no.
He's got a gift.
No, he doesn't, Roger. That's just it. He doesn't have a gift. All that he's got is an upcoming medication schedule that he's got to stick to because he's crazy.
Well,
these guys, if you let one of these crazy people on your radio show, the next thing you know, every single call, you see, look at them now. The lines are starting to light up. All the crazies and kooks.
Sure.
They're all calling in because they think that we're friendly to the mentally disabled. Mondo, don't let any more crazies on.
He seemed like a nice enough guy.
He's sitting at home listening to his radio, playing with his lips and, fingering his earlobe saying, hey, I'm going to call the radio show now. Just imagine him there, fiddling his thumbs.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
Making his tinfoil hat. The hats, the joke, the cliche that the nuts out there wear their tinfoil hats so they can protect themselves from the outer space. The outer. If we want to answer legitimate questions, ask at askmrbiggs.com and this radio program right here. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, we should probably save the phone lines for people with real legitimate questions and keep the
I don't want crazies on. Because, Roger, you feed a stray cat, and they come back, and they bring other crazy cats with them. Yeah. And the next thing you know, you got a lawn filled up with crazy, mind-reading cats.
Got to nip it.
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud.
Stop it now!
Keep,
I mean, they're funny and all. It's fun to, to make fun and to laugh at them.
Okay,
that's funny.
Mondo,
but, I mean, I just don't want them on the show.
I don't know if you can hear. Mondo, but what? Mondo is saying that we've got another call from a gentleman who I don't know. I don't know if we should take this one. That we got a gentleman on the phone who says he knows the guy that just called. Hello.
Hello, is this me?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh boy, I was trying to butt in on all them other guys.
Did you hear that guy that we just had on?
Oh man, he's something else.
Yeah. I was just telling Roger, crazy people are always calling trying to get in on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once in a while, one of them will get through.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Armando says you know this guy.
I know the fella that he lives right across the street, and he used to walk his dogs. He had a small kennel because he did hunting.
Hunting? Oh no. Got to be careful around crazy people and guns.
I worked for this guy with my backhoe. I took him hunting and
hide the ammo.
And I worked for him for years.
Roger, I just said hide the ammo.
Hide the ammo
because he hunts.
Right. You don't want it. You don't want a guy like that carrying guns around.
And I worked for him for years. And
wait, hold on. You said you worked for him. What was he like as a boss?
Well, he's a wonderful, hard-nosed guy, but he's just a talking puppet with a loud shirt on. But you know,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that. He's a talking.
What did you mean by that?
well, he would never talk much. He would just always be business, and I took him out to eat. He'd never want to go, and finally he did after years of coaxing. And he says, you know what? And this is what he told me.
What'd he say?
I'm probably the only one that knows this because of where it happened. You know what I mean?
Sure.
No, don't say sure, Roger.
Yeah,
no,
it's true.
No, what did he say? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's
okay. Yeah, you're excited to be on the radio. I got it. I understand. We've all been there. But listen, you need to focus for a second.
Right.
What did he say to you?
He came over and greeted the dogs, and they took him to Europe.
You're what?
The dogs. He said
took him to Europe.
The dogs took. Something happened. Something got lost.
And he went backwards, and it showed that particular day.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know?
Wait. Forget what he said. It doesn't matter anymore. Tell us about the guy, though. Has he always been a little weird?
Well, he don't talk the same anymore. He isn't quite as sure, and it's because, see, they'll start making fun of him, you know, like they do the rest of them.
Well, I wasn't making fun of him so much as I was just saying he was a little odd.
Yeah. He's a good man, but he knows that we know.
His deck of cards ain't got no jack of clubs.
No.
His mower blade's a little dull.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying he's just a little bit.
He's the best talking puppet they've ever had. Anyway, I know. I tried to get in last night to tell you about. I know who killed Kennedy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, Roger, it's another one.
Yeah, it's one of the.
I told you not to let any more crazy people.
That would be.
Go ahead, sir. We'll bite. Who killed Kennedy?
Well, the driver.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. You got it out. Hope you feel better. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
It must be a JFK conspiracy.
It's not so much funny as it is sad now. I mean, the first guy was funny because he was mentally ill, and that's
right.
That's funny. But then this guy comes on, and it's just kind of sad because
he's just silly.
No, he's not. No, Mondo, I don't want you pushing your own agenda on the show. Okay? No. Everybody knows that Leland, what was it? What was the fellow's name?
Lee Harvey.
Leland Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy.
Right.
It wasn't. I don't care about your crazy theories. He's always trying to push his nutty ideas. None of them are right. They're all wrong. You're all wrong, Mondo. They're always wrong.
I'm not really sure how it would be possible for the driver to shoot Kennedy.
Well,
because the bullet hit Kennedy in the back of the head.
Roger,
and the driver
it's not possible. It's not possible.
Kennedy was in the back seat.
It didn't happen. Just because a crazy person says it doesn't mean it happened, Roger. Don't even try to figure it out because there's no sense to it.
Yeah, because that did sound kind of far-fetched.
He's a loopy nut.
Because there's no way you could get the bullet.
What was his name? It was Leland Harmon Oswald.
Lee Harvey
Leland
Oswald.
Harmon Oswald.
He's the one that shot Kennedy from the suppository. Up on the Yeah, up on the hill, up on the grassy hill in the suppository. Oswald shot. Oswald was the sniper. Shot him dead.
No one can hear you, Mondo. No one can hear you. Just keep it to yourself.
You are listening to the first annual Ask Mr. Biggs 5th Anniversary Extravaganza.
The next one's ready to go? Yeah. Okay. All right. Line 1. Hello.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Happy 210.
Thank you.
Happy who? I don't understand.
I'm eliminating the zero.
Eliminating 0 from what?
I think it makes it a lot easier in the new decade to call it 210, 211, 212.
Okay.
But that's not what it is.
Instead of 2010, is it? He's saying 210 instead of 2010.
Yeah.
2000.
But that's not the real reason I'm calling.
Well, good, because if it was, that would be dumb. 210 is not 2010.
But
it's not even close.
The real reason I'm calling is in regards to, I live at 1865 North Fuller Avenue.
North Fuller. You're out by the old Nelson spread then?
Yes.
Ah.
I live immediately around the corner from the Nelson house.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, my apartment overlooks Canyon Park at 2000 North Fuller.
I see.
And I live at 1865 North Fuller.
You know, you may not, and I only say this because I speak from experience, when it comes down to giving down the location and the exact mailing address, you may not want to do that on radio. Because
right.
I have found that the kind of person that listens to radio that will sit and write down an address when you say it, that is not the kind of person that you want showing up unannounced to your private residence.
But the more interesting thing about this area is the fact that the water in some people's apartments is coming up very slimy and gooey, and
that's a plumbing issue right there. That slime and goo, as a rule, generally should not be coming out of your faucets there.
Yes, I know.
Not even a little bit. Maybe you got like an algae bloom at the pressure junction, but I never heard of that in an apartment before, though.
And the circuits go out for no reason at all.
Okay, well, that's an electrical problem there.
And then
plumbing and electrical. Those are your two main troubles. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay, now, is it just happening in your unit, or is this a building-wide issue? Have you asked around and talked to your neighbors?
Now, in my building, one of my immediate neighbors was a couple that were found murdered in their apartment.
So you can't ask them if they've got any faucet goo or not,
One of my neighbors committed suicide. Other neighbors are involved in voodoo.
Okay, in other words, you don't really socialize much with your neighbors.
No.
What about your building superintendent? Any super that is worth his salt is going to jump on these kinds of problems PDQ.
The super.
Because normally in these situations, Roger, I like to give out some good DIY suggestions.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, that's what it stands for, DIY. Do it yourself.
Right, that's what the show's about.
But this guy, the problem is that, sir, you're a renter, and I'm a little bit concerned about you giving up your security deposit if you screw something up. So it's best that you keep your hands off the heavy-duty projects like circuits and pipes, you know?
Yes.
Let the maintenance guy handle the maintenance problems. But that other stuff about the murder and voodoo and whatnot.
Yeah, super can't help with that.
Yeah, you probably want to involve
CSI.
That's a what?
Crime scene investigators, or the authorities, the sheriffs, the cops.
I mean, bad circuits are one thing, but homicide and voodoo, you know, that's...
on certain nights, the police come with the huge helicopters with all the lights, and they literally take out 3 or 4 people engaged in services in the park.
Services, huh?
Yes.
And by services, you mean when a dude meets up with a lady that he doesn't know,
or another dude. Two dudes.
Roger.
Two dudes get together.
This is a family show.
Right. Well, that's another thing.
So many strange things going on in there. for no reason at all. And
you mean at the park?
Yes.
Yeah. And you live right there near the park, next to your apartment, right?
My apartment's immediately around the corner from the park.
Right.
At 1865 North Fuller.
Okay, so wait, listen. The way you keep throwing out your address like that over the air, I mean, I warned you. I mean, it almost sounds like maybe you're like you're asking for it, you know?
Yes, I know.
Almost like maybe you want some of those fruits and nuts from the park to come by and pay you a little visit, which I don't recommend.
The whole area, it's creepy and very gooey, and
all the more reason you shouldn't be giving out your address.
Yes,
because you did it again. You said the address again.
I know
3 times now
on radio.
Right. Bad idea.
Listen, Captain, call up your superintendent, talk to him about that ooze that's coming out of your faucet, and and don't forget to bring up the circuits too at the same time, because have him check the amperage rating on your breakers and make sure they're rated. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
All right. Way to go.
So is that it?
Well,
well, you weren't thinking that maybe you might want to.
Yes.
Okay.
1865.
But what? Before you do, sir, just one last warning: giving out your address on radio is a bad idea. Is that clear?
Extremely.
All right, we'll give you one more.
Stupid.
One more announcement in
1865 North Fuller
Avenue.
All right, that's great.
We got it.
Get ready for a fresh fruit salad with a side of nuts.
Hello, caller. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking for a way to speed up the audio once I am listening to you. So if, let's say, I wanted to increase the speed of the audio by 2.5 times, 3 times.
Wait, you're talking about the show, me and Roger just going really fast.
Right.
I can't imagine that us just talking fast is going to sound very good.
It sounds very good at twice the speed.
I don't know.
No complaints.
I mean, just us talking fast. Have you heard us do that before?
Yes, I have.
You mean us talking fast?
Yeah, it's not that bad, actually. It's pretty good.
Well, you heard us talking like this before? Like that?
Then we'll get less we'll get more content. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
We could do that, can't we, Roger? We could just talking really fast like this. That could work. Is that you want to try that?
Is that
try it?
Maybe the caller can clarify. Does he?
Sorry about that.
Does he want us to talk faster or louder? I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking I don't know if we should go faster. That doesn't seem like.
If we talk really fast, then we can fit more of the show in. I think that's the point that he's trying to make, and it's a good point. What we can do is we could talk really fast. You know, maybe for the rest of the show.
Oh, beautiful! That would be great.
Come on, Roger, talk like really fast with me.
Okay.
Welcome to the show. Try it, Roger. Help me out.
I'm going to need clarification because is he having a tough time hearing the show? Is it not loud enough?
Talk really fast.
Can you not?
Yeah, I heard that. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so he needs us to be louder,
right?
Or faster. You want fast?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He wants faster then.
Try it, Roger.
I don't.
Help me. Do it with me.
I don't know if that's really I don't know if I can.
If we talk really fast like this, then we can talk faster on the show.
Well, that is faster, but it's that's louder. See, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. I don't think you're going to be able to pull that off for a full show.
Humor me, Roger. Just give it a try.
we're going fast.
Talking faster, Roger.
We're going to talk real fast.
Talk to the people about whiz bangs.
There's lots of stuff going on at Whiz Bangs. What's going to happen this Thursday night? Corner of Whiz Bangs and Phillips downtown.
Is that what you're talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, so I guess we can keep that going, for the rest of the show.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that we should really just jump into that right away. I think maybe we should do like a dry run.
Okay.
Off
the air sometime.
What does that mean? We always talk really fast when we're talking to each other?
Right.
What I'm saying is that we should practice talking fast before we decide to
talking really fast on the show and then we fit more show in.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, I'm unclear. Does he want it faster or does he want it louder?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I think because look, you'd never make it for a full show.
It is very hot in here, Roger.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, are you there?
Madeline, did you say?
Ma'am?
No, she said Marilyn. Yes, Marilyn, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm 80 years old, and I've been a widow for 7 years. And I must tell you, I have anxiety attacks, which my blood pressure would go sky high.
You got to speak up, please.
And it was always near holidays of some kind.
So whenever holidays get near, you get all stressed out.
Right.
Well, yeah, see, that's what I'm feeling this morning. My blood pressure went up high. It might be a panic.
Well, it's either a panic attack or blood pressure, because sometimes high blood pressure can make somebody think that they're having a panic attack.
Oh, yeah, they know. It's not actually my high blood pressure. It's anxieties and depression, huh?
Oh, depression.
Oh, dear.
Excuse me?
I said depression. Are you taking meds for that, honey?
I haven't had any medication, but I haven't had any. But it always happens near holidays of some kind.
On holiday.
Near holidays, and I don't even know that.
And you get stressed at Christmas.
Huh?
Christmas.
Yes.
And like Easter.
Yes.
You get stressed out and freaking out around St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Yeah.
How about Labor Day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Even Halloween?
Right.
Oh, boy.
4th of July?
Mm-hmm.
Gee.
How about Lincoln's birthday?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do the last time that you got all freaky like that? Did you do something?
Yes. I called my daughter and I said, I have a panic attack. I know when I'm having. And I says, and I don't know why. And she says, you know what today is? And I said, no. She says, Daddy died today.
Oh. And now you get stressed out because he's gone.
My husband?
Yeah, because he's dead.
Oh, yes, and we were always together.
Yeah, and he's not around anymore, and now you're all by yourself on the holiday time.
Right.
But anyway...
So what do you do to calm yourself?
Huh?
What do you do to calm yourself down, honey, now that he's dead?
I don't want to say it because somebody will know.
Know what? I'm just asking what you do to calm down.
The last 6 months, I've been masturbating because it seemed that I've been having these thoughts go crazy.
No, what was that word?
Masturbate.
Ah! Roger!
I start thinking...
Did you dump that?
Did you...
Dump it! You can't say that, lady. Marilyn, listen. You can go on, but don't say that word anymore.
That one's out of bounds, then?
I started to masturbate, and when I'm masturbating...
No, you can't do that!
But it gives me relief.
No, but you can't say it on the radio!
And...
you just don't say it again.
First one that I ever thought was nice, and...
Did you dump that, Roger? Armando, did you dump it?
Because I got the desire so badly, and I masturbated.
No!
But when I'm masturbating...
Armando, bleep that out!
But I was just wondering if...
Bleep it!
Yeah.
Hang up on her.
I think... Did you...
Thanks for listening to the first annual Ask Mr. Biggs 5th Anniversary Extravaganza. Until next time, talk like people, Roger.
What the hell was that?
This program is continued on the other side of the cassette.